with regard to what are the contemporaneous developments taking place all over the world, because we are not just confined when we are advising clients in India here. We must know what are the implications, whether it is there going to be a merger and acquisition, IPOs, LPOs, and all that. The Honorable Solicitor General has to leave for the Supreme Court. Okay. Yeah. Uh, so this sort of a role is very significant because the General Counsel, they may be familiar with their corporate practices, the culture, the work practice, which the external counsel may not know. They would not know. Therefore, this sort of a bonding is required. This relationship has to grow, and it is growing because of the events like this, which are being organized, you see, by Lextalk and other organizations. You also have to play a very significant role so far as the chambers of commerce are concerned. The General Counsel must participate very actively with the chambers of commerce, whether it is CII, FICCI, SOCHAM, or any other chambers, because the corporate world is represented in those chambers, and your advice during the meetings of those chambers, during the deliberations of those chambers, will have a very, very vital impact, not only on the corporate body whom you represent, but the entire industry, the entire corporate world. Therefore, please, my appeal to you is take very active interest so far as the chambers are concerned. You should tell your employers, the companies, you see, that you should be permitted to attend all the important events which are being held, which have some legal implications. And every event will have some legal implications or the other, because the topics are diverse. It may be on taxation, it may be on foreign investments, it may be on exchange regulations. So everywhere the chambers of commerce, they do discuss that. I happen to chair, you see, the CII National Committee on Legal Services, and I have a very good following from amongst, you see, the General Counsel. And we learn a lot when we have this exchange of views. Therefore, my humble suggestion to you is that this mutual understanding and bonding needs to be encouraged. We external counsel have to learn a lot from the General Counsel, because your area of activity is quite diverse. You are not advising your corporate world only on taxation issues, or only on breach of contract, or only on merger and acquisition. You advise on each and every aspect after doing your homework, after doing your research, which we as external counsel don't do. We only do our research when a client comes to us. This is the issue, then we start looking into everything. But so far you people are concerned, it is on your fingertips. Therefore, please keep on educating the external counsel in the way you are doing it. And I can say with some daring certainty that I have learned a lot during my 62 years of law practice. You see that what important role the General Counsel, the in-house counsel, they play, and how we as corporate law advisors, as external counsel, have to learn from them. So thank you very much for inviting me here, and grateful to the Solicitor General that he took time. I know he's got a matter fixed at 10:30 in the Supreme Court, and so thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this interesting and insightful keynote address on this topic. It was an honor to hear you. Once again, a huge round of applause for Dr. Lalit Bhasin, everyone. Respected participants, now we are opening Hall B as well, wherein we will cover all the IP and legal practice topics. So I would request all the interested participants to kindly proceed and join us in Hall B as well. Meanwhile, here in Hall A, after this keynote speech, we would like to begin with our first panel discussion on the topic environmental law and sustainability, balancing economic development and environmental protection. To discuss the topic environmental law and sustainability, balancing economic development and environmental protection, I would like to welcome on stage our first panelist, Mr. Yashvardhan Bandi, Vice President and Unit Manager Legal at IndusInd Bank Limited. Please have a huge round of applause, everyone. Mr. Amit Kumar, Head Legal and Compliance at Bharat Financial Inclusion Limited. Please have a huge round of applause, everyone. Ms. Himani Gupta, Head Legal and Compliance, India and South Asia at Cambridge University Press and Assessment India Private Limited. Please give a huge round of applause, everyone. And the moderator for this panel, Mr. Raghavendra Verma, Group Head Legal Compliance and Company Secretary, ISON Group. I think he's joining us virtually. We would like to welcome Mr. Raghavendra Verma, Group Head Legal Compliance and Company Secretary, ISON Group, virtually with us here. Please have a huge round of applause, everyone. I would now request to please commence the panel discussion. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm audible. Yeah. My name is Yashvardhan Bandi. I am part of IndusInd Bank Legal Department, Vice President Legal. I take care of corporate legal matters in IndusInd Bank, primarily project finance and international banking. I've been in the banking and finance industry as an in-house counsel for about 17 years now, and I primarily worked on project finance, international banking, and corporate banking matters. So I'm primarily a corporate banking lawyer, not on the litigation side. So this is my introduction. I don't know to Mr. Amit Kumar.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Myself, Amit Kumar, and actually I represent the Bharat Financial Inclusion Limited as a head legal and compliance, looking after legal and compliance for last 19 years in different bank and financial institutions. Thanks.
Thank you, Yash, and thank you, Amit. Welcome all. I believe that this panel is going to discuss and give you lots of insight on what are the different ESG practice which banking and regulatory regime has been proposed for the different corporates. I'm Himani Gupta. I'm from Cambridge University Press and Assessment. I would be talking and giving you an insight on what is the role of press and the publishing house on educating young minds and the children about the environmental issues. Because I believe if we will be able to prepare our young minds for the future, we will be able to tackle lots of issues at the grassroots itself. So over to you, Raghavendraji, for your introduction.
Good morning, everybody, and my sincere apology, I was not able to come because of some urgent issue right now. I'm in Egypt. So, I'm Raghavendra Kumar Verma, and I am the Chief Legal Compliance and Risk Officer, and as well as the Group Company Secretary of the ISON Group. ISON Group is into IT and the BPO sector, and it is present in across 52 countries across globe, Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa. So we would be discussing today about environmental law or its impact in the economic development today. So, am I audible, Himani?
Very much, Raghavendraji, you are audible.
Good. Because I'm not able to see you guys. Anyway, only I can see the screen where picture are there. So I'm not able to see any of you. So, to start with, environmental law, ESG, these days, ESG, environmental law is a part of the ESG these days, and ESG refer to the environmental, social, and governance consideration. Entire world these days is very much concerned about changes in the climate and its impact on that humankind, and not only related with the economic condition and economic development, entire humankind. But we'll limit our discussion today only with respect to the environmental law and the impact of the climate change across us, impacting us, impacting the economic condition, economic development. So I would start with Mr. Amit. Amit, these days so many regulation is coming across the world, like UN is personally UN is developing a lot of guidelines on the environment ESG aspect, I would say, like UN Global Compact, UN Sustainable Development Goal, UN Principle for the Responsible Investment. Similarly, that